Okay, 2 more days to the weekend. So we're going to do some algebra. We're going to focus on solving equations. Okay. And let's do number 1. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do whenever you see a number attached to parentheses, remember that is to distribute, which all that means is just multiply. Okay. So we're just going to multiply here and multiply here. So 3 times A is 3A. And then 3 times 2 is plus 6. And then we have this plus 5 equals 2A plus 4. Okay. We have some like terms, Thank you, Kate, for the share. Thank you for all the follows, you guys, and the double taps. I really appreciate it. What are our like terms? Does anybody know what our like terms are? What can I combine together? Oh, good. Monkey said, they just learned this today. Excellent. Good. The 2A and the 3A. Okay. So yes, the 2A and the 3A are like terms, but good. XN said exactly what I was thinking. This 6 and this 5 are like terms because they're on the same side, okay? So even though the 2A and the 3A, you guys are 100% correct, those are like terms as well. But when I think about combining, it's the 6 and the 5. So we're going to do 3A, and then 6 plus 5 gives us plus 11 equals 2A, drop down, plus 4. Now, for those who said 3A and 2A, how do I get this 2A to the other side? What do I have to do? Good. Alexa said, make it a negative. Queen said, subtract. You guys are awesome. Yes, we're going to subtract 2A to both sides. So we're going to minus 2A, cancel. And then 3 minus 2 is A plus 11 equals 4. Good. And then now what do we do? If we want A by itself, what do I have to move to the other side? Good. Hearn said minus 11, subtract 11. You guys are on it. Ooh, on it today. Yes. So we minus 11 to both sides because it's opposite of addition. And we get A equals 4 minus 11 is negative 7, I want to say. 7 plus 4 is 11. So, yep, Monkey said negative 7. Trinity said negative 7. Awesome. Yep. And this is our answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. So, whenever we have a number attached to parentheses, what do we got to do? We have to distribute. So, we're going to multiply here and here. A lot of my students in the beginning, they forget to go here. So we're going to do 2 times 4x is 8x. And then 2 times 2 gives us plus 4. Don't forget to go back and do this one, okay? A lot of people forget that. We're going to drop down this minus 8 equals, and then we can do this side. We can distribute here. So what do you guys say we get when we distribute this? Can you guys put it in the chat? Thank you, A-Dot. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you guys, for the gifts. Thank you, A-Dot. 4x. Good. Okay. 4x plus 12. Yes. So we have 4x. Perfect. Good. Yes. Don't forget. So 4 times 3 gives us plus 12. Perfect, you guys. Excellent. Now, what can we combine together? What can we put together? Aw, thank you, R Hook. Okay, somebody said combine the 4 and the negative 8. Perfect. You're right on it. I love it. These are like terms, okay? Because they have no numbers attached to them. So we can combine these because they're on the same side. They're like both on the left side of this equal sign. So we can combine them. Now, this goes back to middle school, you guys. And this eats, I don't know why, but it does. It eats a lot of students up. So we have 4 minus 8. Can somebody tell me what 4 minus 8 is? Lex said -4. -4. Yes, I see 3. So -4. Okay, you have $4 in your bank account. You spent 8. You're down $4. And if you don't like looking at it that way, just say 8 minus 4, and then you take the sign of the bigger number. Since 8 is bigger than 4 and it's more negative, you have -4. So bring down your 8x. Awesome, you guys. And now we're going to have 4x plus 12. Okay. Now, how do we get that 4x? Because I always want my x's on this side. So how do I move this 4x to the other? Good. Yes, subtract 4x. Subtract. I saw it in there. Yes, subtract 4x. Good. So we're going to subtract 4x. And we get 8x minus 4x, which gives us 4x. I'm going to drop down this -4 because I didn't use it. And I'm going to drop down this 12 because I didn't use it. Now, this is a multi-step, and then we just took it down to a 2-step. Good. So Alexa said add 4, add 4. Perfect. Opposite of a negative is a positive. So we add 4 to both sides. And see, we're not going to put +4 here, you guys, because this has an x. And we can never combine these. So that's why we move it to this side, okay? Because I did want to explain that because some of my students were putting it on both sides. And I just like, are these like terms? Nope. So we can't do that. So 12 plus 4 is 16, okay? Good. Jolie said C is, okay, so divide by 4, divide by 4. Jolie said X equals 4. Excellent. Yep. Good. Okay, we're on it today. We getting through this. Okay, let's do number 3. Let's do number 3. All right, so I want to start here. Can somebody put in the chat, how would we do this first part just right here? What am I writing under here? Thank you, Crazy Jay, for the rose. Oh, you're welcome, Monica. Distribute. Good. Okay, Harley said 5y plus 1, 5y plus 6. And you know what, you guys? That is common. Okay, so let me explain because I just saw this in the chat. 5y plus 6. Now let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about it. Remember, when we distribute, we're doing what? What does distribute mean? It means multiply. So 5 times y, 5y. But then some brains do 5 plus 1 because you see this plus. No. You have to remember you're multiplying. So 5 times 1 gives us a 5. Okay, so and it's common. I'm telling you, our brains just see a plus and we automatically want to go 5 plus 1. But you have to remember you're multiplying. Okay, so try to no, brain, multiply, not add, multiply. Okay, so 5y plus 5, excellent. And then we're going to drop down this plus 2 equals. Okay, now what do we get when we distribute here? Thank you, iHeart. Multiply. Okay, somebody put it in the chat. What are we going to get? Okay, Nini said 4y plus 8. Good. Okay, so we get 4 times y. When anybody says what's 4 times y, it never makes sense in our brain, right? It's like, what? How can we do 4 times a letter? But when anybody asks you that, always just put them together. Okay, it's just 4y. Then we're going to do 4 times 2. Well, 4 times 2 is 8. And we're going to drop down this minus 6. Okay. Now, what are our like terms? What can we combine together? We're going to combine the 5 and 2. Love it. Good. We're going to first combine the 5 and 2. Perfect. Good. Mia said, and the 8 and negative 6. Yes. Good. So I'm going to drop down this 5y. And then I have 5 plus 2 is 7. I'm going to drop down this 4y. And then 8 minus 6, okay, is a plus 2. All right. Now, what are we going to do next? What do we do next? Somebody said, isn't this negative 6 a constant? Yes, it is. Hey, one of my students is in here. They said, hey, Miss Taylor, what up, what up? So 90, subtract 4y. Perfect. Yes, we do the opposite of positive. So we minus 4y, minus 4y. Okay, so this cancels. And 5y minus 4y is y plus 7 equals 2. Hey. Hey, you guys. The opposite of negative 7. So minus 7. Perfect. Yep, let's do the opposite here. So we're going to minus 7, minus 7. And we get y equals 2 minus 7 is a negative 5. And that is your beautiful answer. Oh, I should have asked if you guys would have got this, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. You have $2 in your bank account. You went to the store and spent $7. Before that overfee hits, you're going to be down $5, okay? For those who know what I'm talking about, y'all know about that draft fee. That's going to be like way more than that negative 5. All right, excellent, excellent. Okay, so let's go here, okay? Let's go here. Now, my students are far from multiplying, but I was thinking like some college students might be there or some Algebra 2 people might be doing multiplying, binomials, okay? So let's do it. Now, how I like to multiply binomials, I pretty much like the distribute method. But some people like FOIL. Yeah, a lot of people like FOIL. I like the distribute way. But how I've been teaching it for my GED students is I've been using colors. So like here, we're going to multiply this first, here to here. Okay. So 3C times C. What does 3C times C give us? Does anybody know? 3C squared, Wiggies, yes. We have 3C, but then how many C's do you have? You have 2 of them. So you get 3C squared. Perfect. Now, so that's the first. And now we're going to do our outer. And what does it mean by outers? It's like your farthest to the right and farthest to the left, okay? So that's why these are called the outers. So now we're going to do 3C times 3. So good. Yes. Okay, so I just saw somebody put it in. 3 times 3 is 9C, okay? Now we're going to do our most inners. So our most inners, okay, I'm going to do a different color. We're going to go from here to here, okay? These are the most inners. So now we're going to multiply this. So negative 5 times C gives us negative 5C. And then one more step. So there's 4 steps. Green, that looks like a reddish or orange. It's supposed to be orange. And then this pinkish. And then, do I have another color? I'll do purple. And then we'll go the last. So the last is the last in each parentheses. Oh no, my purple pen is dying, y'all. So we're going to do negative 5 times 3. So negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Now, right? It's like, all these steps? Yes, there's 4 steps. And what a lot of people forget, they do the first and they do the last, but they always forget these middle ones here. So now combine like terms. Yes, why? Group the like terms. I love it, you guys. Yes, we have to combine those like terms. Thank you so much for the rose, love. So we have to combine these like terms right here. Okay. And then, okay, so what do we get? 9c minus 5. That gives us plus 4c. And then we drop down our first term, 3c squared minus 15. Now, I saw somebody say subtract 9. Let's talk about it. I love it. Let's talk about this. So let me explain the difference. Okay, I'm going to do something over here, okay? Because I want to explain this. Somebody says subtract 9c. If I was to subtract like this, this is not correct. Let me explain why. We only do this when we're going across an equal sign. So let's go back for when we first started, right? Let me break it down for you. So here, remember like how we started? We were doing, you guys can't see it. Remember how we were minusing 2a to this side, right? We minus 2a. We could minus 2a, this is called the inverse, because we were going across the equal sign. And you always going to do the opposite when you're going across the equal sign. What the main difference is here, these were all equations, which means they all had equals. Now let's look here. There is no equal in this problem at all. And when there's no equal sign, we can never do this. We can never do opposites. The only thing we can do is combine them. Just like we were doing when we highlighted over here. You know how we didn't do minus 5, you guys? Because they were on the same side of the equal sign. So we just combined them to get 11. Well, it's the same thing over here. We cannot do this because we have no equal sign. I really hope that makes sense of what I'm saying. So don't do this. You can only do this if you have an equals. Okay? So that's a great common mistake. I love it. And I'm glad that we were able to talk about it. So perfect. Make that mistake now. So when you get on your test, you don't make it on there. Excellent. All right, let's look at number 2. Okay, so I'm going to do my green. So somebody said they're lost. Okay, so we're doing this times this. Okay, so we're going to multiply those two things together. So we're going to do 6a times 5a. Ooh, Kay said 30a squared. Good. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we're going to do 6 times 5 is 30. And then how many a's do I have here? I have 1 here and 2 here. So I have a to the squared. Okay. 30a squared. Okay. Oh, I'm going to show you guys another way we could do this. I'm going to show you the box method on this way. Okay. Because some people just don't get this FOIL. And it's okay. You don't have to get it that way. There's multiple ways you can do this. Okay. So then we're going to go, so this is our first. We're going to do our most outers. Okay. So we're going to go here to here. Okay. Let's do here to here. So we're going to do 6a times 3. Well, 6 times 3 gives us a positive 18. And then there's only one a here. There's no a here. So we have 1a. Okay. Now we're going to do our inner. Okay, so let me get my pink. So our inners is going to be here to here. They're the most inner. They're like touch in the middle. So those are the inners. Okay. And our inners is 5 times 5a. Well, 5 times 5 is 25a. Okay, because we have 1a with these two. So there's 1a. And then we're going to do our last. So what color do I have? Oh, you guys, I'm running out of colors. Okay, so we're going to do here. We're going to go 5 times 3. Okay, hopefully this looks like a little bit redder than the pink. So 5 times 3 gives us plus 15. Okay, so hopefully you guys follow me with the color coding. Okay, good. Yes. Oh, Beauty said 30. Oh, they gave us the whole answer. I love it. Okay, so what do we do next, you guys? What do we do next? Combine the 18A and the 25A. Perfect. Yes. These are like terms. Okay, these are like terms, so we can combine these. So, what does that give us? 25 plus 18. So let me see, how would I do that? I got to write it old school. 25 plus 18. So 8 plus 5 is 13, carry the 1. And then that's 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So 43. So we get 43 A's. There's 43 A's there, plus 15. And this is done. That's your answer, because you cannot combine any more. Yep, good, Mrs. D. Yes. Good, good, good. All right. Okay, let's do this one. I want to show you guys the table method, because that used to be my favorite for a long time. Okay, so, and it's like the aerial model. Like if you're in elementary, it's just like that. It's like where you draw a box here. Okay, and then you're going to draw a box up here like this. Now, what goes in this first box is this first binomial, okay? And binomial just means like two terms like this. So you're going to put your 5y in here and then the -4 right here, okay? So 5y, -4. And then what goes up here is the 3y and the -1. Now, if you old, like I'm in the older generation, okay? You remember them old school timetables where like you had to like look and you had to match the number and you had to be like, okay, you guys, if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Those big old chart, old school multiplication tables, you would look at the chart and that's what we about to do right now. Okay. We about to bring it on back. So what you're doing is you're multiplying. So we're going to multiply 3y times 5y, okay? We're going to multiply these together. So 5 times 3 is 15. How many y's do I have? I have 2y. So we're going to do y squared, okay? Good. Okay, yes. All right, so now we have 5y times -1. I heard somebody say they're in calculus. I miss calculus so much. I hope you're doing good on it. Thank you for all the shares and the follows, you guys. I really appreciate it, and the double taps. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. Good. So somebody said -5y. So -1 times 5 is a -5y. Perfect. Now we go here. So we do a 3y times a -4. So 3 times a -4 is a -12y. And then this last box is this -1 times a -4. Well, a negative times a negative is always a... Hey, love, somebody said Eve. That means they really know me. Positive. Yes, it's a positive. A +4. Perfect, you guys. Yes, it's a positive. Excellent. So now this is what you have to take out. Okay, so let's talk about it. We only look at our inner 4 here. Okay, and we write these inner 4 out. So I'm going to write 15y squared minus 5y minus 12y plus 4. See, it's the same. So this is the same as this level. And we have some like terms. So these are our like terms right here. Okay. Now, you guys tell me, how do we combine this? Can somebody put this in the chat for me? Okay, I see 7y. Okay, I see 7. I see, okay, 17. I see negative 17. I saw a 19. We added. Okay, we do add these two numbers, but you have to be careful here. When you're adding two negative numbers, you have to keep the sign. So it is negative 17y. Yes, it's negative 17 because 12 plus 5 is 17, and then it's going more negative, so it's negative. So always go back to that owing money, right? We get funny when we owe people money, but we never get funny when they owe us money, right? So you say, oh, somebody owes me $5. And then that same person said, hey, let me get 12 more. And you say, okay, but how much do they owe you? They owe you 17. And now if you funny with people owing you money, then let me borrow some money from you, okay? If you're going to be generous and giving people money. Oh, thank you so much for the beautiful comments, you guys. Yeah, so you on it when you you getting that money. Somebody said they getting their money. Exactly. Yep. So this is that, you guys. Perfect. All right, let's step it up a little bit, okay? Let's step it up even more. Oh, the same thing. Okay, so this is the same. Let me see if I have one more level up. That's 2, 2. Yeah, this is where it gets intense. Okay, so let's do a couple of more of these, okay? Let's do a few more. So which way do you guys want to do it? You guys want to do it the table way? You guys want to do it the FOIL way? You guys want to do the distribute way? What do you guys say? FOIL? Okay, FOIL. Distribute, not table way. Distribute. Okay, I'm getting a lot of distributes. So let's do it the distribute way. Okay, so the distribute way goes like this. You take this first term and you're going to multiply it to your whole second term. Okay, so what do I mean by that? This is the way you're going to write it. So you're going to write this first one, 3m, times this whole parenthesis, 2m plus 3. Okay, that's the first setup. Then you take this second term right here, this plus 5. So we're going to put plus 5 and we're going to multiply it by this whole term again, 2m plus 3. Okay. And now we're going to distribute here and distribute here. Okay. So 3m times 2m. What do you guys get? What's 3m times 2m? Okay, I see 6m plus 15. Close. 6m plus 9. Okay, 6m to the power of 2. Yes. So 3 times 2 is 6. But don't forget, how many m's do we have here? We have 1, 2. So it's m squared. Yeah. And then 3m times a 3. Good. Brat said 9m. Perfect. So we get 3 times 3 is 9, but this has an m attached to it. So we have to carry the m with it. Perfect. Okay, good. Now let's try to distribute this one. Okay, so we have a 5 times 2m. What is 5 times 2m? What do you guys say? Okay, Brad said 10m plus 15. 10m. Good. 10m plus 15. You guys are on it. Yes, 10m. Perfect. And now we're going to do 5 times 3. So 5 times 3 is plus 15. Excellent, you guys. Are we done? Or do we have one more step? What do you guys say? Combine like terms. I love it. I saw that CLT. Yes, good. More. Yep. It's like, man, I already did the hardest part. I know how to do this, right? But we got to show it all the way. So we're going to drop down this 6m squared. And then, good. Oh, okay. I want to talk about this. Because I was hoping somebody put this in the chat. Why is this why can we not do this? Why can we not do this? Can somebody explain why we cannot do this? Because, right, we got two M's here. We do have two M's here. So why can't we do that? Good. Yes, because when we add variables, we only add the numbers in front. The variables stay the same when you're adding. But when we multiply, right? When we multiply variables, this is where these exponential rules come into play. It says whenever we multiply variables, we add the exponents. That's why we get the 2 here, because we're doing 1 plus 1 because we're multiplying variables. Versus here, we're adding variables. And when you add variables, you can never do this. You can only get that 2 when you multiply, not add. So great. I'm glad somebody put that in the chat. Perfect. Make those mistakes now, you guys. So when you get your test, you go crazy beast mode and you get it, okay? Aw, thank you. So this is what I'm going to do, you guys. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to dedicate Sundays. I'm going to dedicate Sundays to actually, well, I don't know, because I don't got daycare on Sundays, but I'm going to try Sundays. And for my subscribers, because if you subscribe to me and you support me that way, I really appreciate it. And I want to give back to you guys. So for my subscription people on Sundays, I'm just going to have a blank paper here, and any questions that come in from my subscribers, we're going to talk about the questions that you guys have. Because some people are like, can you do area? Can you do this? Can you do that? So that's the day that I'm going to start dedicating to my subscribers. Okay. For, questions. But, like these, when I do them, I really like take the time to write them out and just cover what people are asking. I know I'm like, did I get into any factoring? Did we go backwards? But no, I don't even have no factoring tonight. Sick, right? Nah, I didn't plan for factoring because I wanted to get good at this and then a little later do factoring. So that will be on the list. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Wilma. Okay, so let's do number 2. What do you guys say? So what do you guys want to do for number 2? How you guys want to do it? Distribute, FOIL, or table? You guys put it in the chat. The more, whatever I see more. Oh, and no worries. If you can't subscribe to me, that's why I do these free ones where everybody we could just talk about what I'm going over. So no worries. I understand. Not everybody got a job, can't afford it. But I do want to give those who support me, give back to them in a special way. FOIL. Okay, let's do FOIL. I'm seeing a lot of FOILs. All right, so we're going to go first. So we're going to do here to here, okay? And I always do color coding. That's just me. I love to color. Okay, so 12t times 2t. 12 times 2 is 24. And then how many t's do I have? Remember, I'm multiplying. So it is t squared. Okay. Now we're going to do our outer. And outer means the outermost. So we're going to go from here all the way to here. Okay. So I'm going to do my pinks. So I'm going to do 12t times 5. So 12 times 5, I believe, is 60. And then you have just 1 t, so we carry the t with it. So 5 times 12 is 60 plus t, okay? Add the t, attach the t to it, I should say. And now we're going to do our inners. So remember, our innermost are like what actually almost touch. Okay, so our inners are here. So -5 times 2t. Ooh, William gave us the whole answer. Okay, let's see if William's right. So we get -10t. Okay, and then we're going to do our last. So what color haven't I used? Let's do this one. Let's do this one. So we're going to do -5 times a +5. And that gives us a -25. Okay. Okay, so, and it's FOIL. So this is first. So let me write this out first, because some people are asking, what is it? First, outer, okay, inner, and then last. That's what that stands for. So the first two terms, the outer terms, the inner terms, and the last terms, okay? And then, good. Thank you for putting it in the chat. Thank you, thank you. And then we're going to combine these, because these are like terms. And then we have 24 t squared. 60 minus 10 is plus 50t. I think William was on it. Good. Minus 25. Perfect. Good, you guys. Oh, TBH. Oh, I'm sorry you hate math. I really hope you find somebody that can just make your mind explode and make it so easy for you. Because I'm trying to tell you, I can't believe I'm a math teacher to this day, you guys. For real. If you know my high school, my high school math teacher, he would have been like, "What? You a math teacher?" I used to be on his last nerves. I don't get it. He had so much patience though. But it was until I got to college where I just connected so well with this one professor who just broke it down to was like, that's it. So I really believe math depends on the person who you can connect with. Okay? That really makes a difference. So don't give up on math. Just try to find that person that can explain it. All right. So why is it negative? Okay. Why is what negative? Let's talk about it. So why is the minus 25? Why is that negative? Because we have a negative times a positive. And a negative times a positive is always a negative. And so then we have 5 times 5, which gives us a 25. That's why that's a negative 25. Yep, negative 5. So we're doing negative 5 times a positive. Yep, so I hope that cleared up. Good. Ooh, somebody gave us the next one. Love it. Okay, 40w squared. Okay, let's see if you're right. Okay, so so let's look at this one. So we have 8w times 5w. Okay, so 8w times 5w. So 8 times 5, thank you, S-Mac, is 40. And then we have, how many w's do I have right here? I have one here. So it's w squared because we're multiplying. Okay, so we're doing our first. Okay, I'm going to keep on with my colors. And then we're going to go last. So for here to here. Okay, so that's my last. So then I'm going to do 8w times negative 6. Can somebody put in the chat, what do we get when we do 8w times a negative 6x? Thank you, S. Mace, for the rose. Okay, Min said negative 48. Good. Okay, so 8 times, okay, let's first do the sign, right? A positive times a negative is a negative. Then I go 8 times 6 is 48. And then WX. WX. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, Q, R, S, W. Which one comes first? That's how you're supposed to write it. Which letter comes first in the alphabet, okay? That's how you know which letter goes first, okay? Just to let you guys know, it's alphabetical order, okay? So perfect. So we did our last. Now we're going to do our most inner. So let's get it right here. So our inners are right here. Good. Yes. Scout said 5 times 4 is a positive 20 WX. WX, okay? Because you see how the X comes first? You get XW, but it's really WX because W comes before X, okay? Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. Sick. If it's an alphabetical, if this is not an alphabetical order, forgive me, y'all. I just tried to sing the alphabet real quick, but I was like, oh, that's too much. So now we're going to do the last. Okay, we're going to do the last. Oh, somebody's in grad school. Are you getting your master's in math? because I'm about to go get mine. I want to be a college professor. You guys, I fell in love teaching math. That's what I'm telling you, in college. Like, my professor was like, come work for me. You're really good. Help me get these people to pass. And like, I was an instructional assistant. And I'm telling you, my favorite group was like mothers. I don't know if they were single, but I think a couple of them were single, but it was like single mothers trying to make it to like get into nursing or different programs. And this math was holding them up. And when I like could explain it to them and they would like get it, their test scores started going up. That's when I fell in love with math. So I got to go get my master's so I can, help some more people. So 4x times a negative 6x. Well, let's do positive times a negative is always a negative, okay? Then I go 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. And now we have an x times x. How many x's do I have? Well, I have 1x here, 1x here. So it's x squared. So I hope that's making sense how I break down each step to get this whole binomial here. There's just one term here. Okay. Oh, did somebody say they're a paraeducator? I'm working on it as a paraeducator student attendant. I'm back in 7th grade math. Oh, I love it. Oh, bless your heart. 7th grade math. Oh, that middle school. Oh, bless your heart. Okay. Oh, these freshmen, I'm used to teaching like juniors, seniors, and sophomores. They gave me this freshman class. I love my freshman class. Don't get me wrong. But, it's just a different type of maturity. Yes, it is that I have to get used to. But yeah, I love my freshman babies, but it's nothing like, when you're seniors, they like ready to get out. What I got to do. Okay, I get it. It's like, whew. It's different. 7th grade was the hardest math class for you? Oh, yes. What grade is this? I got this this is my Algebra 1 book. So, Algebra 1, but you could do this in Algebra 2 and so on. So let's combine these. So we're going to drop down this 40w squared. And then negative 48 plus 20 is going to give us a negative 28. I should have let you guys do this. How y'all looking at this, right? Negative 48 plus 20. Okay. You let somebody borrow $48 from you. You say, hey, where my money at? And then they say, oh, I got 20 on me. So they give you 20. Are they good or do they still owe you some money? You say, nah, you still owe me some $28 when you get next paycheck, right? Nah, you're not going to talk to nobody like that. Hopefully you're not. But that's what it would be. They still owe you $28, okay? So negative 48 plus 20 is negative 28 WX, okay? And then we drop down this negative 24X squared. Yes, good. Okay, love it. You guys getting it? All right. Oh, somebody said they get it. Let's teach some geometry. I do have some geometry here. All right, so let's see what geometry I got while my kids are still not here. All right, so let's keep it. Let's see. We did slope. We did a lot of slope. We did geometry. We did this type of geometry. Let's see. What else kind of geometry do I have? Let's go here. I got some geometry. Yeah. I got some geometry, you guys. You guys want to do graphing geometry? Or do you guys want to do like midpoint stuff? What do you guys say? What do you guys say? You guys want to do midpoints or perimeter circumference? Perimeter area? What are you guys? Graphing? The graphs? Okay, let's do the graphs. Okay, so let's do this one then. Okay, I'm going to straighten it out for us. Okay, I'm going to straighten it out. And let's do this. So Find the perimeter or circumference and area of each figure. All right, so we have to know, first off, when we're looking at something like, something like this, when we want to find, first let's find the area, okay? Because that's the easier. So does anybody know the area formula for a triangle? Does anybody know that? Does anybody know an area formula for a triangle? No? Okay, let's put it in here. So area equals, good, base times the height divide by 2. Okay, so it's base times the height divided by 2. So now this is the height of this triangle. Oh, thank you, Anon, for the galaxy. That is so nice. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for all the follows and the double taps. I really appreciate it, you guys. So the height here. So here it starts at -1, and then we're going to go to 9. I mean, not -1. It starts at 1 to 9. So what I always say is just count the boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Or you can look at it. What's the distance from 9 to 1? It's 8. So our height on here is going to be 8. Now this is the base of your triangle. So how far is it from A to B? Count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, thank you so much for the heart. So there's 4 boxes here. Okay, 4 boxes. So now this is your base. So now all we got to do is plug in. So our base is 4. Thank you so much for the gifts, you guys. 4 times our height, which is 8, divided by 2. Okay. So 4 times 8 is 32. And then now we're going to keep that 2 in the bottom. Okay. Well, what's half of 32? Anybody know what's half? Good. Rochelle says 16. Love it. Yes, half of 32 is 16. Now, they didn't give us any units, but like what my professor would make us do, we say 16 units squared. Okay, so if your teacher is very strict on units and they don't give you any, just say units squared. Okay. Oh, you can't see the page? Sorry. Oh, I'm like way off, huh? Sick. Thank you. Okay, so now what's the difference between area and perimeter? Can somebody tell me what is the main difference between area and perimeter? Ocho, you're perfect. Yep, no problem. Thank you for letting me know. Area is inside, perimeter is outside. Perfect. Okay, so perimeter is what? So what does that mean? Like if I'm trying to put up something in my backyard, how would I do something with perimeter? Like, what could I put up in my backyard that would be something that you like around your land? What is it? Fencing. Yes, that's what I was looking for. It's like a fence. So we're not going to put fencing and cover up our whole grass. Our grass area. No, we're not going to put fence. No, we're going to put it on the border of our land. So perimeter is when you're adding. Okay. So P is mean we're adding all the sides. Now, this is where it gets kind of hard, okay? Because we have a side here. What we found was 8, and we have a side here. But does everybody see this slanted line? Now, this is where geometry takes it up a notch, okay? Because you're going to have to use the distance formula. Okay, so, or you could use the Pythagorean theorem, but I haven't taught that yet. So I'm going to show you the distance formula if you haven't got to trig, okay? Yeah, use the Pythagorean theorem. Oh, okay, you want me to use the Pythagorean theorem? Is everybody okay with me using the Pythagorean theorem? Pythagorean theorem is easier for some who know how to do square roots. Distance formula. Okay, what do you guys say? Pythagorean theorem? Pythagorean theorem? Okay, let's do Pythagorean theorem. I got more yes for the Pythagorean theorem. So So the Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. The c is called the hypotenuse leg. It's like, what? What does that even mean? All that mean, that's your longest side of the right triangle, okay? It's the longest side. So this would be the C, okay? And then this would be our A, okay? Because this is a leg, a side. A and B are legs on your right triangle, okay? And then we could say B is 8. So we could plug in 4 for the A squared plus 8 for the B squared. And we're trying to find how long this distance is. So we're trying to find C squared. Okay. Okay, somebody said do both of them. I most definitely can. Okay, I'll do both. So 4 squared. So what is 4 squared, you guys? Let's see if everybody know they exponents rules. What's 4 squared? Oh, I think, okay, 16. Yes, good. 4 times 4, 16. And then 8 times 8, good, is 64. Okay, equals C squared. 16 plus 64, that's going to give us 80, equals C squared. Yep, 80, okay? 80, good. All right, now, does anybody know how to get rid of this square? How do we get rid of this square? Does anybody know? Square root. Yes, good. Yes, we have to square root both sides. These are always inverses of each other and they cancel out. So we would get C equals, and then square root of 80. I'm going to take out this calculator, okay? So we have a calculator, and I'm going to show you what the square root of 80 is. So second here, we're going to put in 80. And we're going to get a decimal, 8.94, okay? Or some teachers will say just leave it like that, but 8.94, okay? This is the distance of our C right here, okay? So it's 8.94. Now, let me explain why this is true, okay? In a right triangle, the hypotenuse leg, remember this is the longest leg, has to be bigger than the other two legs. So 8.94 is bigger than 8, and 8.94 is bigger than 4. That's how we know we kind of did it. We're on the right track. If this would have came out smaller than this leg or this leg, we did it wrong. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Somebody said, are you able to solve a square root without a calculator? Like, is it a specific number like pi? We can solve this. No, it wouldn't be like, it is a specific, it would be like a radical. So let you guys want to see this in radical form? So let me show you this in radical form, okay? So if we did the square root, can you guys see over here? Okay, square root of 80. What you're looking for is what times what gives us 80? Well, 8 times 10 gives us 80. Then we will say what times what gives us 8? Well, 2 times 4 gives us 8. And then what times what gives us 10? 2 times 5. And what times what gives us 4? 2 times 2. Okay. So we stop here because these are called prime numbers. A prime number is only when you have, it's like only one and itself can go into it. So what do I mean by that? What times what gives you 2? Well, only 2 and 1 can give you 2. So that's why this is called a prime. Okay. So we stop here, stop here, stop here, stop here, stop here. These are all primes. And so what you would do is you would have the square root, put all your primes underneath, okay? Like this. And now what a square root means, thank you, Nigel, for the rose. What a square root means is you're looking for pairs, okay? So here's a pair of 2, and here's a pair of 2. Each pair I can take out as 1, okay? So I could take this out as 2, and I could take this out as 2. What's left underneath, this guy has to stay underneath the square root because it doesn't have another person just like it. So it's going to be square root 5. And so 2 times 2 will give us 4 square root 5. So this answer right here is square root 80. So this would be the simplify of square root 80. Okay, so this is an actual number, okay? But that's why we just put it in the calculator and we got a decimal. Okay, so now let's get back to what it said. Find the perimeter. So the perimeter, remember, we're adding up all our sides. So for our perimeter, we would do 8 plus 4 plus 8.94. And that would give us, let's put it in, 8 plus 4 plus 8.94 would give us 20.94. 20.94 units. That's one way of writing your answer. Since we did all this good math here, I'm going to show you what your answer would look like if you left it in this form. Because C equals 4 square root 5, right? Let's say you don't have a calculator, because I can't assume everybody's able to use a calculator, right? What we would write if we were doing the perimeter like this, we would say, I'm going to go up here, P equals 8 plus 4 plus 4 square root 5. Now, the only thing that we can combine is this 8 plus 4, because these are like terms, okay? So 8 plus 4 would give us 12 plus 4 square root 5, and put units. And this would be your answer if you had it in radical form. Okay, if your teacher had you give it in radical form. But all of these are the exact same. So it just depends if you get to use a calculator, if you don't, and what your teacher wants from you. Okay. See, some people say distance formula is better. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much for the stars. Yeah, I personally, which one do I like better? It just depends on what mood I'm in. Thank you, Benny. Yeah, this is a lot, right? It's a lot. Yep. So, okay. So, let's see, because I'm running out of space there. I didn't realize this was going to take all this. So I got some more over here. Let's go to plotting. Let's do this. So let's go to plotting. Okay. Let's plot some points, and then let's find the area and the perimeter of this. Okay. So we have 3 points here. So A is 3, 5. So remember, this is your X, this is your Y. So you always go left and right and up and down when you're plotting. So you start at 0, 0. I'm going to the positive 3 on the X. Then I'm going to go up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a point. That's my A. My B, go 0, 0. I'm moving to the positive 3, and then I'm going up 1. Right here, I put a point. B. My C, I start at 0, and then it says I go up 1, and I go right here. And this is my C. Okay. So I'm going to connect them. Boom. Boom, and boom. Probably shouldn't have drawn that B over there. I should have did it over here. Okay. So now we just drew our right triangle. Okay. So now let's do our area. Okay. Yeah. Somebody said, oh my OMG, this is taking me back. Yes. So our area formula again, is base times the height divided by 2. Okay. So let's do our height. Let's look at our height. So the height here is right here. And so what I always say, just count the boxes. So 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 boxes. So the height here is 4. Okay. Now this is the base, the bottom of my triangle. Thank you, Jay, for the rows. So count the boxes. 1, 2, 3. So this is the base. So 3 equals B. That's my base. Okay. So we have 3 times 4, and it's still over 2. So 3 times 4 is 12 divided by 2, and we get, good, purple said 6. It said 6. Excellent. Yes. 6 units. Oh, you guys can't see. Sorry. 6 units squared. Okay. 6 units squared. All right. Because we're dealing with area. Now, last time we did it the Pythagorean theorem way. Okay. I want to do this with the distance formula. Okay. Because a lot of my students haven't gotten to Pythagorean theorem. So I want to do the distance formula way. So the distance formula, thank you, Fresh, does anybody know the distance formula? I should ask you guys. Does anybody know the distance formula? Thank you for all the follows and the shares. Thank you, thank you. No, nobody knows. I got a couple of no's. Nope, I forgot. Okay, no problem. No. Okay, let me give it to you. So the distance formula is x squared minus x. So x2 minus x1, square it, plus y2 minus y1, and you square it. That's the distance formula. Good. Yes, Mark. Yep. And put that square root. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Good. Yes. Yep. This. Now, what this x2 and x1 is they are points. So we need to be able to identify, well, we need to use the points from A and C, which are right here. So we know A. So I'm going to write what your A is. A is, because we're finding from A to C. So A is 3, 5, and C is 0, 1. So we're going to label our points x1, y1, x2, y2. And now we can put this in. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No problems. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the beautiful comment. Okay, so now we're going to plug this in. So I'm going to rewrite this square root. Okay. And so what did I label my x to? I labeled it 0. So I put 0. I put minus from my formula. My x1 is 3 squared plus another parenthesis. Now we're going to go to y2. Y2 is 1. And we have this minus from the formula. My y1, what did we say y1 was? 5. And we put squared. Good. Yes, Jay. Love it. Okay, so now what I tell my students, do not, because they get to use the calculator. We're not going to do this step by step. It's a time test. When you are on your ACT, you don't have time to be breaking it down. You got to put the whole thing in and move on, okay? So we're going to put second square root, okay? And then we're going to do 0 minus 3 squared plus 1 minus 5 squared. Get our answer, and the answer is 5, okay? So this distance would be 5 here. Okay. So now what we're going to do, find our perimeter. We add up all the sides. So P equals 3 plus 4 plus 5. Now, if you know a little bit, if you got into trig, you should have seen that this was a Pythagorean triple. 3, 4, 5. But that's only for my like trigonometry. If you've taken it, you would have known that, okay? So 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. And it'd be 12 units. And that is your perimeter. And this is our area. I gotta still set up for those proofs, but I am planning on doing a proof section because I know for me, I teach credit recovery classes, and we have a final coming up next week for the first semester. So be on the lookout next week. I will do a whole section, a whole live on straight proofs for geometry. Okay. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, you guys. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Bye, you guys.